Hello everyone.
Hi guys.
We're sorry for the delay, but we were facing some issues.
Hello everyone.
Hi guys. We're sorry for the delay, but we were facing some issues.
Hello everyone.
Hi guys. We're sorry.
Okay. Okay. You can hear us properly.
Okay.
Okay.
We can start.
Yeah. Okay. So, hi guys, and welcome to this event. This event is upon studying medicine in Italy in English. And we introduce ourselves first of all. I am Anna, and I study medicine. I study in Milan, and I will start my 5th year in September.
I'm Nara. I'm in the 5th year of medical studies. I'm in Turin. Actually, I live nearby, but the university is nearby, but it's always the University of Turin, and I study in English as well.
Okay. And so today, without further ado, once again, sorry for the delay, but we are going to cover most of the topics about studying medicine in Italy. And I don't know why I don't have the control of the slides. Nara, if you can go on for me, please.
Yes.
Okay. So, one more.
You're controlling it.
Okay.
No. Okay.
From Zoom is not okay. So who are we? We are Testbusters, and as you may know, we are students for students. What is our aim? We are an organization made of students, and we believe that peer-to-peer education is our our best way to teach. We can see in this photo there are our 4 teams. You can see the subjects. No, we have logical reasoning, biology in green, chemistry in orange, and of course mathematics and physics in blue, as you did in elementary school, divided by color. And we are there to help you and to provide you free university orientation advice on IMAT test based on our experience, our first-hand experience, since we all took the IMAT test ourselves and we passed it in order to teach to you. And we can give to you one-to-one personal coaching and help you design a study plan. Also, we provide online intensive live courses, IMA theory and exercise books written by us based on our previous experience and the previous test, and online simulation and online support. We not only have these resources that you can buy, but also some free resources that we will show later on in our presentation. So this is what we are doing today. So today we are gonna cover 3 topics: the overview of Italy, the IMAT test and the preparation for that, and the bureaucracy before and after the test, okay, which we know can be quite difficult for some of you. And this is us. I mean, we already introduced ourselves, so that's it. Not much to say. So we can start with studying medicine in Italy.
So why do you have to choose to study medicine in Italy, or should you choose to study medicine in Italy? First thing first, Italy has some of the best university in the world. It's not, we don't say it because we're Italian, but just because there was a ranking made by the QS World University rankings, in which Milan, Bologna, the University of Rome, in particular La Sapienza, and the University of Padua are amongst the best university in the world. So your preparation will be very good. Then studying in Italy is extremely cheap. First thing first, you have the possibility to, if you study in a public university, of course, to have a calculation of the fees based on your family income. So you can pay minimal tuition fees, and English books tend to be cheaper. if they're in the original language compared to the translated ones. And moreover, you have the ability to ask for scholarships that can be due to merit, disability, because of your income as well, because you're international students. There are other three factors that can lead you to choose to study in Italy. First, is the university in Italy is one of the few studies in Europe where you can study medicine in English. The international admission test, meaning the IMAT test, is manageable with a good preparation. In fact, you don't need to study a lot of theory. You have to study properly with the correct tips and doing lots of practice. So you have to study in a smart way, let's say. And then the teaching system in Italy aims at preparing very good physicians. So you have the ability also to go abroad, and um, we will see later the possibilities that you have once you finish your high school, your university. So the Italian university system is characterized by three different stages. There is a 3-year degree course, which is basically done after high school. You need your high school diploma in order to be enrolled in the 3-year degree course. Then you have the 2-year master's degree, which is after the 3-year degree course. And finally, you have the PhD course, which has normally a minimum of 3-year duration.
Okay, now let's go on and speak about the grading system. I don't know if you know, but the grading system in Italy is a bit different from what you can find in other countries. We do not have the ICTS grades, but we have a grading system in 30s. So we have a scale from 0 to 30. The minimum grade to pass is 18 out of 30, and the maximum is 30 out of 30. However, there is a maximum grade that may have an extra supplement, which is called lode, which is 30 cum laude, or 30 with an L. This is a recognition of your improvement of a particular quality expressed by you in the exam. It's quite rare, I'd say. The teachers tend not to give it so frequently, and this is the maximum achievable grade. Okay, the grading system. Ooh. Okay, there is a bit of a delay in the slides. Okay, we can show you that there is a conversion table that might be helpful. We have the grade in 30s, in hundreds, in letters, and the evaluation. Okay, as we can see, 30 cum laude is the maximum grade achievable, which is a score that is above perfection. Okay, and the letter is A plus, and the evaluation is of course excellent, or the best grade achievable. And then we have a variety, a spectrum of other grades that you can take. As you can see in letters, we gave you the table to convert in the ECTS grade internationally. And so 26 is usually considered the mark between satisfactory, which is grade B, and good, which is grade A. Okay. Then we have 24 between 24 and 25, the other pass system, and then from 20 to 21 we have the sufficient pass D to C. Okay, as I told you before, the most important benchmark that we have is 18, since 18 is the minimum grade you can take to pass, and below 17 you would fail the exam. Okay. The degree in medicine and surgery is a medical degree, which is a 6-year course. In Italy, we have medicine in English and in Italian, but both of them are a 6-year program. So during those 6 years, every exam you take and pass awards you a specific amount of CFUS. What is this CFUS? This is a learning unit of 25 hours. Does it mean that in order to get one of this credit, I have to go to 25 hours of a lesson? No, it is including both the teaching activity delivered by lectures and the independent study. So they evaluate more or less how much you would take to study, I don't know, anatomy, 1 hour of class of anatomy. Of course, you would study 5-10 hours at home, no, in order to get to know what is discussed. Okay, there are other subjects that maybe are a bit less dense, so you can use less hours. They calculate it and they evaluate every exams in some credits. Okay. The degree is awarded after obtaining 360 credits, okay? They are spread over the 60 years, and there is also a final exam, which is, I don't know if you, in your high school, there were the finals. This is one final exam, a big exam. It involves discussing a thesis that you wrote during the whole year, or sometimes even more if it's a experimental thesis. And then you discuss this in front of a committee that will evaluate you and provide you with the final grade of medicine. The final grade is based not only on the discussion of the thesis, but also on all of the years. Okay. So,
They're asking about the type of thesis that we can do.
okay, you can do a thesis in which you do the experimental thesis. So you will like make an experiment and go to the lab, try and discover something new maybe, and use a very load of time with the professors to write this thesis, which is considered usually more involving, more you know difficult in terms of studying. And also there is another type of thesis which is called in Italy thesis compilativa, which means like in which you write. Okay, and so this is a thesis in which you recollect the data from the laboratory, but you do not put an experiment to test and to case. Usually this kind of second thesis is less time consuming, and you can do it in on average little time than the other one, like 6 months to a year, not more usually, and usually is awarded with less points at the final discussion. Why do I say usually? Because of course everything depends on you. So if your thesis is a thesis compilativa but is particularly outstanding in some ways, is particularly relevant, they can award you even the most points. You can graduate with the laude at the end of the course. And on the other hand, if your experimental thesis lacks something, maybe there are some bit of errors, you did not specify all of the things you needed to in laboratory, they can award you less points. So this is just a general overview of the thesis. Okay, I hope
And
I've been clear.
you can also do it abroad. So if you decide to
Mhm.
go, like for instance, if you decide to do the thesis in Spain, you can do it there, and then it will be validated in Italy as well.
Mhm. So you have both options, and yeah, also there is the possibility, as Nara said, to do it abroad, and also during the years you can have the Erasmus, as we can say. The thesis is in sixth year. You will have oral and written exams. The classes in Italy are usually small. I'd say smallish, since small is not the word I used to describe. It's between 100 and 200 people usually per IMAT class in every university, but it may vary based on the location in which you choose to study. There is an international environment. We will show you how many European students and out of Europe students we have. And for the most of the vast majority of this university, you do not need an English certificate in order to enter, but just the IMAT test. So it's very, very similar. Okay.
Okay, there are other questions. Paolo is asking if it's mandatory to have a B2 English certificate or it's sufficient to pass the IMA test. Actually, in order to pass the IMA test, you don't have to prove that you have a B2 level. But some universities may require like a certificate, maybe at the beginning of the year course. So you have to see every single website or the website of the university in which you want to go if they require it or not.
I recommend to you that maybe the most convenient thing for you, if you are considering this, that you do not have a certificate of B2 or more, to ask maybe somebody who does the university in that university that you would like to choose, because sometimes the university provide an exam of English at the start of the semester if they require a level, and usually these exams are a bit easier than the Cambridge exams that you may do to obtain the level. Okay, so of course it's not the CFTR certificate international level, but for your university it will be okay.
But for each university concerning the IMAT test, we will do another event. So stay tuned, because we will do it in a few weeks, in which we'll explain you everything about the IMAT exam. We will solve all your doubts there. So we can go on. And where can you study medicine in Italy? Medicine in English in Italy can be found everywhere, except for 8 regions, and we have both public universities and private universities. In particular, we can have a range between 100, let's say, and 40 places for European students, a range that is about these numbers, and for non-European students, the places can be from 10 to about 60. There are also 2 universities in Rome and in Siena, which allow you to study dentistry in English. Siena is in Tuscany, for those who don't know where it is. And we can also have private universities. Private universities follow a completely different test. So you don't have to pass the IMAT test to enter, but they have a specific test for the single universities. In particular, you can find them in mostly Milan and in Rome. And there are 2, let's say, very peculiar universities, which are the MedTech at the Humanitas and the MedTech at the Campus Biomedico, which basically allow you to have 2 degrees in one single course. You will be medical, like you will have a medical degree and also a biomedical engineering degree. So if you take them in consideration, you will have 2 degrees in one, which is nice. Of course, you will have to do some integrations because, of course, there are some exams, engineering exams, that we don't do during the medical courses.
Thank God, I would say.
Yes.
So this is the University of Milan, the university where I study, and we have these. It's called La Statale, since it means state university, also called IMS. We have 2 preclinical years and 4 clinical years. Why do I say this? Because they are in different locations. So if you are looking for accommodation and you are planning to study in Milan, please be aware that the preclinical years are in a different location than the clinical. So the preclinical are in Lita. It is a complex located in Segrate. There are a study hall, a canteen, and in general, it's a pretty great place for state university. We can have just a bit of a problem with the exams because there are more subjects for one exam only. What does it mean? We have some exams that are called big exams or block exams, in which you have many subjects. For example, I don't know, nephrology, urology, general surgery, cardiology, all together. So you have to pass them all in order to pass the exams. Of course, you must be 100% prepared, because if you are unprepared in even one, you can lose the whole exam. Of course, it may vary between professor to professor and exams between exam, but in general, there are some difficult exams, of course, but nothing you cannot manage. If you pass the IMAT quiz, you are the one to do it, and do not worry about it. It's a problem of the future you, so it's not the moment to worry. We do a lot of problem-based learning, practical activities, and there is also the possibility to do the autopsy room in first year. At my time there was not, so I don't know, but now there is, and the journal club from second year. Okay, and then there are 4 clinical years, and in the clinicals you are divided into some different hospitals with your colleagues of Italian medicine. So be aware that the hospital can be a little crowded. You can see the one patient, and then there are 4 students, 2 residents, 1 doctor. So okay, but still, great place to learn. There is the Niguarda Hospital and also the Monzino Clinic. I mentioned this because it is a very, very outstanding clinic in cardiology. So if you are interested in cardiology or vascular surgery, Monzino is the way to go. You can see, of course, the clinical cases, and you can do some free mover clinical clerkships also abroad. Okay, during the years, there is the Erasmus Plus opportunity, the Erasmus trainship, and so on, and they are very encouraged. And of course, you have to have a competitive curriculum in order to compete, but if you can, that's also another opportunity given to you.
Thank you. There is also a question about the IMS, which says if the clinical experience in Milan is not done in the hospital next to Lita. I don't know.
No, for now, no, I don't think so. I will check right away for the new years, but I don't think so. It's usually Niguarda, Monzino, these hospitals.
Okay.
Okay.
In Milan, we also have Bicocca, where you have horizontal tracks in the first 2 years, meaning that you have preclinical topics. You will study all the subjects like biology, chemistry. You will do like anatomy, which are all the topics that lead you to the study of the clinical subjects that will be done from the 3rd year on. You have macro exams, as I was saying, because we consider macro exams, for instance, anatomy, physiology, which are very big exams, very large exams, which are sometimes very hard to study. I spent, I don't know how many weeks studying physiology. And then from the 3rd year, you will have vertical tracks in which you will study each apparatus and each clinical pathology associated to that apparatus. Moreover, you can also do some hints of bioinformatics and bioengineering if you want to, because you're very keen on in doing engineering studies. It is Bicocca University is in Bergamo, which is near Milan. Mostly near Milan, and some labs are in Monza as well. The
Yeah,
University
the most of it, sorry, just one thing about Bicocca, since I live nearby, the most of it is near Monza. So be aware if you choose Milan Bicocca that you can go to Monza because the hospital is San Gerardo in Monza, and you may be required also in Bergamo, between Monza and Bergamo. So please take the information. And I saw some questions in the comments. If you want, I will answer some. Sorry if you have written in Italian, I will translate it in English since this is an event for everybody. But you will understand me, no problem. So, Artina asked, well, can I reach your mock exam that you started today? I don't know if you're speaking about the mock exam that is on our website. So there, on the website of Testbusters, you can find it. And Beshoy Gawargi, sorry for the pronunciation of the name, is asking if you start 5th year high school now, can you do the test this year or do you need to have the diploma? Theoretically, you cannot do the test because the test is only for those who got the diploma, okay? But if you do it, they will not try and stop you from paying. So the test will not be valid. So even if you take, I don't know, 90 out of 90, it will be thrown to trash. But you can do it as a simulation, as a mock exam. You do you. We publish the mock exam. So
about
I
the
don't know.
mock test, you can also find it in the link in bio and in the
Yeah.
description of the live. So you
Yeah.
can find it everywhere.
Mhm. So
Okay.
it's a you pay for the test and also it's a big like a big expensive for a mock exam. So I don't know. I suggest you do it from home maybe. And all of the question we will answer at the end, okay, if we cannot answer, so we can go on. But don't
Okay.
worry, stay with us. We have a scheduled time for the questions, no worries.
Then we have the University of Pavia, which is one of the oldest English university in Italy. It was the first one who decided to develop an IMAT course. It is located in the campus La Nave, which is called La Nave because it resembles a sheep. Hopefully, because I've never been there. And you have a clinical approach since the first year, with practical clerkships since the third year. The practical laboratory based work are often done in order to improve your skills, medical skills. And during the sixth exam, you have a decreased number of during the sixth year, sorry, you have a decreased number of exams in order to concentrate in the thesis and the scientific paper presentation. But this generally happens almost in all universities. For instance, also in the University of Turin, you have the just 4 exams in the first semester, and then you have 6 months to dedicate to the thesis. Pavia is characterized by a network of colleges, so it's a university city. It's a city campus, so you can meet there many students, and it's a great environment in my opinion. The University of Bologna, again, is a university city. In fact, it's probably the first university in Italy was developed in Bologna. It's one of the oldest. You have 97 spots for European students and 20 for non-European students. Here we have integrated courses, meaning that you have to pass many different tests, many different exams in order to pass a single exam. So, for instance, if you do pneumology or cardiology, you'll do the physiology, the pathology, and everything related to that specific topic. They have a curricular dissection lab, and it's the only university in Italy where you have it. And the early clerkships start from the first year with the basic advanced life support, and during the second year you will learn basic skills of nursing, nursing skills, surgical skills. You will approach the patient. In La Sapienza in Rome, it is found in Città Universitaria. Here we have 45 places for European students and 13 for non-European students. There are 2 preclinical years, like most of the medical universities in Italy, and 4 clinical years, as I was explaining you before. During the preclinics, you'll study all the subjects that lead you to the understanding of the clinics. During the clinical year, you will also do traineeship, which means rotations in the different departments. And during the preclinics years, you will have the possibility to do dissection laboratories and didactic laboratories. The University of Turin has 70 spots for European students and 32 for non-European students. So, as I was saying at the beginning, it is located outside of Turin. So it's in Orbassano, which is quite uncomfortable to reach, but fortunately, it's filled with facilities. In fact, you have the library, the study rooms, simulation center, the canteen. We also have a football court where they like to do football tournaments. Normally, we have a clinical backbone, meaning that from the second year to the fifth year, we solve clinical cases, generally at the end of each year. So, in particular, during the fifth year, the clinical backbone will start at probably in April, and then it will finish in June with an exam. And this is the only one that has a mark. The others, no, they're just considered sort of clerkships, let's say. During the first year, you will do interprofessional clerkships, where you will do you will learn nursing skills, surgical skills. During the second year, you will do the BLSD, and then during the third year, you will start the clinical trainship, which are many, like a lot. We have both mandatory clerkships and elective clerkships, meaning that we can choose wherever we want to go. And then we have the massive clerkships that allow us, but in every university in Italy, they allow us to be medical doctor and practice once we graduate. There are 3 whole months. If you want to have more information about the different universities, here is the fabulous QR, where you find all the universities, both private and public universities, in detail. You will have all the information about the cost of life, the like how each year is structured, if there are scholarships. Everything is here at this link. So if you want to scan it, then we move on. And we also can send you the link in the chat. So it's better for you, probably. Once you graduate, you have many different opportunities. You can stay in Italy or you can go abroad. If you stay in Italy, you can choose to continue with the specialty or stop. So if you continue with the specialty, you have to pass the national SSM test, meaning that you have to compete for your favorite specialty. It's a very competitive test, let's say, and it's very hard to enter in the one that you want to study, like you really want to study. But you can also choose to stop. So you can go to a general practitioner and replace them, or even general pediatricians. You can become a military doctor. You can go to like to jails because they need doctors as well. You can do the doctor on boats, resorts, and children's holiday camps. You can do plenty of jobs. Or you can even go abroad. If you stay in Europe or in Switzerland, you won't need to ask for the recognition of your degree, because it will be recognized by European countries and Switzerland as well. You will just need to follow their own rules. So if you want to study in France, you have to do the test in France. If you want to study in Spain, you will do the test in Spain. If you want to study in Ireland, you can enter in Ireland and compete every single year for your dream, because it's very competitive as well. If you want to go to the UK, United States, or Australia, you have to pass some multiple choice tests, and in particular in the UK, before entering in the program, you have to do the foundation program, which consists in 1 year, and then you will do you can enter in the F2 level. For what concerns the United States, you have to pass the USMLE, which is characterized by 2 tests, and that can be done 7 years apart, maximum 7 years apart. Again, it's very, very competitive. And in Australia, you must compete for the standard pathway. And again, you have multiple choice quizzes to sustain.
Okay, now on to the IMAT test. I saw some questions before. I will try and answer some of them right away. As I said before, we will answer all of your questions at the end of the lesson, but if you have some quick, we'll try and answer. So Sara is asking, can I switch to Italian courses if I pass the IMAT test instead of English? No, the Italian pathway and the IMAT pathway are 2 completely different pathways with 2 different tests. So only the degree is the same. At the end, you are a medical doctor, but you cannot switch from Italian to English and from English to Italian. No, in any way. And then this video will be posted on the channel, right? Yes, every video we do is saved and posted later. And then there is Hey, who is asking in Spanish. First of all, I ask you if you understand English. I will answer to you in English. Which one is the cheapest university? You can find the article on our blog. And if there is somebody speaking Spanish, yo hablo un poquito, si no entiendes inglés te puedo responder en español, pero no hablo muy bien, hablo mejor inglés, entonces sería mejor que me preguntas en inglés. Pero si no entiendes, dime que te respondo. So, what is IMAT? IMAT, or International Medical Admission Test, is a standardized test used for admission to Italian medical schools in English. As of last year, it consists of 60 multiple choice questions with 5 options each to be answered in 100 minutes. Please remember that in these 100 minutes, you cannot stand from your position. So you cannot go to the bathroom, you cannot eat. Sometimes they let you eat, but usually you cannot eat, you cannot drink. So be prepared also with your body. This is the war and you will be prepared, okay?
And also, if you eat, pay attention not to bring very oily
Yes.
food, because
Do not
if
bring
you
lasagna to the IMAT, please,
because
my friends. Or
if you
because you
stain
need
the
all of your
paper.
blood to your brain and not just to your stomach, okay?
Exactly.
It's quite a difficult test. So the questions are divided into 4 of reading skills and general knowledge, 5 of logical reasoning and problem solving, 23 of biology, 15 of chemistry, and 13 of math and physics, okay? So now that we have the general division of the IMA test, we can go on and see where can you take it. As you can see, you can take the IMA test in almost every big city of Italy. We can take the IMA test in Bari, Milano, Milano Bicocca, Roma, Campania, in Napoli, in Bologna, almost everywhere in Turin, and also in some other countries. Maybe if you are from one of those countries, so Canada, China, France, Germany, Greece, India, Spain, and so on, you can ask to do the test. These are very specific information that you can find on our blog and our website that will direct you towards this specific information, since it's a very broad topic, of course. So how many available spots do we have? We have some spots for the EU candidates and non-EU candidates. So for medicine and surgery, 919, non-EU 475. And then also we have some spots for dentistry for EU and non-EU. As you can see, the non-EU is a pretty big proportion, almost 1/3 of the whole candidates. These are the spots of 2024, since the spots of 2025 are not being have not been published yet. But as soon as we have the official law that states how many places, how many spots, and everything else, like the rules, every year it comes a new one. We will do another live, and so you can ask all of the information and you can be well prepared and calm for the test. Okay. Key date to remember. When is the IMAT on 2025? It will take place on Tuesday, the 17th of September 2025. So save the date. Do not go to the seaside before. Go later, please. This is your date of the test, okay? And the modalities and content of the admission test will be set out in the upcoming regulation. As soon as we have the regulation, I repeat, stay tuned, since we are gonna do another load of events and live in order to keep you updated and not leave you, okay? Now, a question for you all. What is a good score for IMAT? If you want, you can try and answer me in the comments so I can see what is your idea. I don't know if you saw the all of the scores from last years. You can more or less say to me what is a good score. Tell me, because I have a strange answer to you. Okay. So let
70,
me
they
oh,
say 75, 80,
75.
55,
Okay.
60, 70.
Okay. I can see that you have an average idea, which is very good. But I want to explain to you the logics behind what is a good score. The question is, imperfect, because a good score does not exist in absolute. Okay, so if we can analyze the IMAT of 2021, the good score, what would be the good score? you can go for a good score and so have a yes, I did a good score if you are in the first choice. In 2021, you could go in your first choice up to the 900 position, okay? Then we had maybe a yellow zone, which was between 900 and 2070, 50, depending on your preferences, where you can get good, you could go into some medical school, but not all of them. So maybe I don't know, Milan Bicocca, which is the highest, you wouldn't get into, but in some lower grades you could. And the final set point is this position for medicine in Messina and this other for dentistry in Siena. Okay. Now let's look at the last IMAT test. In the first choice, it was up to position 350. You can see what big of a difference there is between 2021 and 2024. Okay, almost 600 position of difference. It is a big indicator that the IMAT grades are going up, and they are going up very, very fast. Okay, so you need to be very well prepared. Okay, then there is the maybe zone between 350 and 1000. Okay, in if you did the same position, okay, in 2021, which is I don't know 900, you would get into your first choice. But if you got a 900, you were almost like at the bottom of the people accepted in medical school in 2024. Okay, also there is a difference in the last position accepted, you can, as you can see, which is a very big difference. Okay, both in medicine and in dentistry. Okay, another thing that I want to let you know, why there are no numbers here. I asked you which is a good grade, and you said to me 70, 80, 65, I don't know. Because you do not care. You do not have to look to the grade. You have to look at what? At the position, okay? Because it's not the grade, it's the position that gives you the admission to medicine, okay? If there is a difficult test, for example, like in 2021, it was quite a difficult test, okay? You could enter with 61, I'd say, in the first choice, okay? Something like this. In 2024, much more, okay, 75, 80 numbers of this caliber, okay? So be aware, the number is not very important since there is a more difficult or a more easy test. No, it doesn't matter. The important thing is where are you in the scoring system, okay? Because this is the only thing that matters. What is your position, okay? And this is what will make you admitted or not, okay? Don't focus on the score. Focus on where you are in the positions. That's why in every mock test that we give you, we provide you in on our website, you can see your position because this is the most important thing. It doesn't matter if you, I did badly, no problem. Maybe it was a difficult test. See the position, and with the position, you can more or less say how good did you go. Okay. So here, the representation that you do not have to focus on this. Okay.
So, how to prepare for IMAT? You have to study first thing first, and you have to do plenty of exercises. But moreover, you need some documents which are mandatory in order to pass the IMAT test. Otherwise, they don't recognize it. You need a high school diploma. So there were some questions before saying if I'm the fifth year next year, can I do the IMAT test? Yes, you can, but of course it won't be recognized because you don't have, first thing first, you don't have a high school diploma, and second, you don't have at least 12 years of education. Or maybe yes, because you did the last year in the States, and so in Italy it is recognized. Then, in case you don't have an Italian diploma, you need a declaration of value or the CIMEA. We will explain you better what are them just in a few slides. Then you need to pass the AMA test for the public universities or the specific test of the different private universities that you find on their websites. You need a copy of the ID and a photo card. Those are the ingredients for the IMA test. What are the DOV, so the Declaration of Value, and the CIMEA? IMEA. The declaration of value compares your level of education to the Italian system. So in case you didn't get an Italian diploma, you can go to your Italian consulate in your country where they issued your diploma, and you can ask for the declaration of value. Be aware that it takes a lot of time. So the earlier you do it, the better it is. It has to be translated into Italian, and it has to be certified by a notary. Otherwise, they won't accept it. It has to contain your highest level of education, the transcript of records, so everything you studied at the during high school. The CIMEA is a center for information on mobility and academic equivalence. It can be done online, so you do it on a specific website, and you can request the evaluation of your degree obtained abroad. So in case you're an Italian student, for instance, who did the American degree, you can go there. You can go to the website and ask for your recognition, and you can finish high school in this way and go to university. If you're a student that had the diploma like in, I don't know, in Germany, you can again go to the website and ask for the evaluation of the degree. It has to be done, as I was saying, online on their websites, cimea.it. And you need your translated high school diploma, your personal ID, and you have two possibilities. You can do it in a urgent or standard procedure. Of course, the prices change because if it takes 15 working days, they have to work double the hours every single day to obtain your certificate, and so you have to pay the double compared to the 30 working days. In case you want it by like in paper, you have to pay additional fees. Otherwise, it will be sent online. I don't say for free, but I mean a little bit. Then the application process changes amongst non-European students and European students. For the non-European students, it is mandatory to perform the pre-enrollment. It has to be done on the Universitaly website. So you go to universitaly.it, and you must have your DOV or CIMEA ready in order to perform the pre-enrollment. You have to indicate your university and your program you're applying to, just because non-European students apply for just one single university. They can't compete for the whole nation, but if they choose to study in the University of Pavia, they study there. They can compete for that specific university, and they have a private ranking for that specific university. And then you have to specify the embassy where you will apply for the visa. This pre-enrollment is important for the visa, to obtain the visa. And a tip is that you have to call your embassy because some documents may vary amongst the different countries in the world. Then everyone, both European and non-European students, have to do the IMAT registration. Where do you do it? Again, on Universitaly. We are waiting for the ministerial decree. We will update you on our Instagram stories with our following live for every single date that will happen from the test on, from the like enrollment to the test on. And it is done again on Universitaly. You must indicate your first choice, and you must indicate all your preferences. Then you choose the test center to sit for the IMAT. An important thing is to print and save the email that they sent you. There should be two. One is the confirmation of the payment, and the other one is the confirmation of the registration to the test. It's important because who knows what happens. They can say no, you didn't pay for the test, and you have the proof that you did. So save everything. Then a thing is that there are many issues about the differentiation between pre-enrollment and pre-registration. So the pre-enrollment is normally done through University Italy, and it is needed for the visa, as I was saying before. It is open now, so if anyone is still waiting for the pre-enrollment, do it as soon as possible. It is only for non-European students, whereas the pre-registration is required by some universities, in particular the University of Turin, Messina, and Pavia, and it has to be done for both if you're a European student or a non-European student who wants to study in these universities. So you go to the specific website of the university. For instance, if you want to go to the University of Turin, you go to the specific website and do the pre-registration. So you have they consider you a like a former student, a student to be, let's say. This is a table just to remind you again the differentiation between pre-enrollment and pre-registration. The pre-enrollment is only for non-European students on University Italy to obtain the visa, the pre-registration for both European and non-European students on the university website. And the University of Turin, Messina, and Pavia require it, so pay attention.
Okay, so I saw that you asked this in some questions, but we had a slide for you. So we foresaw the question and we have some IMAT study tips. Okay, so first of all, I want to say the slide. Okay. Try to improve as much as you can. Okay, every day is an occasion to improve yourself, to learn something new. Do not worry if you have like, oh, today I have only 2 hours. It doesn't make sense to study. No, it does. You have to seize every single time you have in order to improve yourself. Why? Because the competition is high. We know that, and so you will not at the end of the day have the guilt if you didn't skip your study. Okay, so every day try to study a bit, even if you can only study for some time, do it, because improving is fundamental in here. Don't get discouraged by other people's success. Every journey is unique. Do not compare yourself to the others. You just watch your own success, your own improving, and what you are doing. I know that it can be hard for you not to watch the others, not to watch that somebody is doing 85 and I am only doing 40. I don't know, but focus on yourself and focus on what you can improve. Set realistic goals and stick to them. Small achievable goals are better than today I would study the whole chemistry chapters. It's impossible, of course, and if you stick to your goals, you will stick to your program. Okay, please remember that this is not the 100-meter game. This is a marathon. Okay, you will have a lot of time to prepare, but you need to do your bit every single day and to be better. Okay, on the right you can see our mindset that we keep in order to do the IMA test as best as we can, which is do, review, plan. Okay, plan, do, review, plan, do. Okay, first you have to have a plan to, as I said, realistic goals to stick to. Okay, do it and then review it. It is possible that one day you had to study, I don't know, physics, okay, but that day it didn't go very well, you couldn't do all of the exercises correctly. There is no problem. Review your errors. It's from the errors that you learn, so don't worry. Plan for the next day what to do and do again the next day. Okay, do not be scared, or if you are scared, study scared. Okay, the important thing is that you do and you improve every day. Okay, another tip that we have is starting from the subject in which you are the most weak. Okay, since this why this? Because first of all you will tackle it first of all. Okay, so it may be that, I don't know, you have some problem with maths, some problem with physics, and you don't want to see it. Okay, but when you are there, you will start it. Okay, Nara, I don't know if you have the control of the screen, but we are not. Okay, perfect. If you can go a bit behind. Okay, so for the IMAT tips, this is the last one, but the most important one. Okay, start with your weakest subject. Okay, so
Okay.
This is a QR you can see. If you want, please screenshot this, take the URL and save it, because we are gifting you a free IMAT simulation. Okay, this is available until July the 30th and is up to date with the current IMAT test. What a better occasion! There is no better occasion to test your knowledge and to see at what point you are. Okay, please remember, guys, that this is only the starting point. So do not be discouraged if your score is under what you expected. Okay, this is the starting point, not the end. So take this as an opportunity to learn more and to once again improve. There are explained solutions available, so if you make some mistakes, there is no problem, because each one of us for every subject explained in depth every question, so that next time you can do it correctly. And there is a national mock ranking to see how well you're doing. As I said before, you do not care about the score, you only care about the position. So here you can have a mock ranking, okay, in order to see your position, to see how you did. Do not worry if you are at the end of the ranking, since once again this is only a starting point and you can improve in these months that are to come. Okay.
Okay. There are some questions. How many universities can EU students have on their list? I answered in the chat, but it's probably something that everyone has to know. If you're a European student, you can put every single university. So you don't have to compete just for one single university. You just have to pay attention to the order in which you place the universities, because some of them have higher scores and they follow your preference order. So it's just, I think, like bureaucracy thing. But if you don't want to go in the south of Italy, don't put it in the highest positions in your list for sure. And when medicine and surgery, Messina will release email and pre-enrollment summary.
This we cannot know. We are waiting for the news as you are, but as soon as we have it, as we have the official papers, we will say it to you. So I recommend to you to turn on the notifications on our Instagram page so we can update you. Okay, but we are waiting for them to publish it.
And the pre-registration is specific on the website of the university. So if you go, the registration is specific for the University of Turin, Messina, or Pavia. So just check on their website when they open it. That's important. And then, okay, maybe. So Bari doesn't do pre-registration. No, it doesn't.
But we have many articles on our blog if you want to see, also divided by
Yes.
universities. So if you want to learn more about one specific university, you can go and see that, since we wrote it and you have it already.
And those who are Europeans, do you guys take classes to help prepare for the IMAT? Yes, we do. I don't know if you
Yes, there
showed
is
this
in the
slide before.
presentation, at the end of the presentation, the courses, and so we can explain it to you.
And it is possible to officially do the IMAT test with a provisory high school diploma.
This, I fear, you have to ask either your embassy or the specific university. Try and email the university, but we cannot give you the right answer, since we are not the one organizing the test. Right to the university, but in general, I don't think so. Maybe they will make an exception, but you need a diploma to do it.
And another thing, if you're European equivalent, meaning that you have your permit of staying in Italy, you can compete as a European student. So you can put
No,
every single
university.
university in the list that you want. But for what concerns the provisory diploma, if you have a diploma, you can do it. So I don't know. I've never heard that provisory diploma. So
Neither have I. But it's in Italian? Or okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
Um, okay, so we can
Okay.
go on and then answer other questions because maybe I skipped some. I don't know.
No worries, do it again and we will answer.
And what happens after the IMAT? So we still don't know the dates. We just have an idea of what happens based on the past years. We have to wait for the decree to be released. Anyways, in late September, early October, there will be the release of the anonymous ranking where you don't see your name. There's a ranking with all the marks. If you remember the code that because you have to put some stickers on the papers that they give you. If you remember the code, you can find your position, but it's very hard to remember it after weeks, or you write it down as soon as you exit because you can't write it on your skin for sure. After 1 2 weeks, you will have your personal score on the University Italy website, and the official ranking for non-European students and European students are different, as I was saying before, but they normally get out around mid-October before the beginning of lectures. We'll have the exact dates as soon as the ministry decides to release, but they take time. The enrollment is different depending on the uni. So each university has a specific way of enrollment. You have to inform yourself on the specific website. And normally the classes start from late October to mid-November. So you'll do the first semester and then differently from the following years, from the second to the third year, you will do the exams later compared to them because of course you have to like get on track with all the exams and all the lectures. Then if you're a non-European student, you have to apply for the student visa because need to you need some documents in order to study in Italy. First thing first, you need an ID document. You need a passport or ID card, just something that recognizes you whenever they have to identify you. The visa, the permission to enter and stay in Italy for a specific amount of time. In this case, I don't know if you can apply for 6 years straight, but you have to say that you will study for 6 months, for 6 years in Italy and apply for the specific visa. And moreover, you need the permit of stay, so you need an official authorization to reside in Italy, which is depending on the duration of your study. Then it's important to have a codice fiscale because it allows you to do many bureaucratic processes, and it's very life-changing in some situations, especially because they take a lot of time to do things. The academic documents that you need to take are the certificate of admission or acceptance letter, which is the proof that you got accepted into an Italian school, the academic transcript in order to assess your preparation. And so if you need to integrate some things, you will do extra exams. Like this happens in the University of Turin, for instance. If you don't reach a certain score in some subjects at the IMAT test, you have to do extra exams. And then the healthcare documents are the health insurance, which is life changing if you have to go to university, to hospitals, but also the health insurance card, which is the tessera sanitaria that allows you to access the healthcare services in Italy. The financial documents that you need, okay. Oh, okay. You need the proof of sufficient financial means of stay, meaning that they need a proof that you have enough money, basically, to support yourself in Italy. The documentation for scholarships and funding, they have to be manage in order to win a scholarship, and the rental agreement and the hospitality letter allow you to stay in in a formal way in Italy. In case you're very lost, you don't know what to do, you want to practice your Italian, you want counseling, certain services for moving to Italy, even emotional support, here is the Italian for a While website. So if you check their blog, you can see everything they do. It's something that will help you to live in Italy, basically. They will give all the support you need in order to survive here and live your best experience. So it's very useful. Now, here is the time to ask all the questions that you and all give us all your doubts so we can answer and solve everything. Prof.
Also, sorry if we didn't get all of the questions, since we were going a bit, to the pace of the presentation. So now is the time for you.
Okay, there are too many. Could you please guide me on which topics carry the highest weight in IMAT among biology, physics, chemistry, and maths? Also, I'd really appreciate some effective tips to help me crack the IMAT. Okay.
So for the subjects, as we saw in the presentation, every subject has a weight, I'd say. Biology is the biggest one, but we can say that we have 23 questions of biology, 15 of chemistry, 13 of maths and physics, 5 of logical reasoning, and 4 of reading and general knowledge. Okay, so biology the most with 23 questions, 15 for chemistry, 13 for maths and physics, and then the last 9 of logical reasoning and reading skills. Okay,
But
what I want to say to you is you cannot like study only a subject in order to pass, because of the grading that we had in the last year. People were doing like 80, 75, so they were good in all of the subjects. Okay, and for the tips, what do you mean, effective tips? You have any particular problem, then tell us and we can help you better.
we'll do a live again, so you
Mm.
can join that and we will solve all your doubts.
Yeah, but
That's for sure.
a tip that worked for me was to study with a friend. So now she's in dentistry school, and I'm in medical. We were studying for the test together, and since we all know in the summer it is very very hard to study, at least you have somebody near, and you can try and improve together. And also the other tip is the test busters method. So we always recommend to do theory first and then the practice of that same chapter. So if today I do titrations in theory, then I do it in practice. If I do equations, then I do it in practice. Okay, so right away you stick it to your mind.
And then another tip are our courses. So we offer courses. You can join them. They're divided in a period of practice and a period of theory and a period of practice. But you can visit our website and we can offer
Yeah.
plenty of options that can suit you. When we'll be able to register to the IMAT, we are waiting for the decree. We don't know. We'll update you on the following live for
Yeah.
sure. Then, oh, there are too many. When we'll be able to register for the, oh, no, already, right? Is it true that if I have English certificate, I can use it to go up in the ranking? Yes, but there are many other things that they see before the IMAT
Yeah.
certificate.
If you
So,
do the same grade.
or yes, the same
Yeah,
grade.
so not the
Takes
most
long.
important.
How
But
many
you can
seats?
use it to skip some exams. Maybe sometimes they require like a level. In some universities, they require maybe the B2 or the C1 level of English. And so if you have C1, you can skip the B2, something like this.
Yes. Um, how many seats are reserved under Marco Polo in Pavia?
Maybe you can find this information on the website, on
And
which we
also,
have a specific article for Pavia. So
yes,
try and look there because the number. right now we do not know, but maybe you can see that there.
Can we do part-time jobs with student visa? I think so. I don't know.
If you
Actually, it's
can.
very hard to do part-time jobs
Yeah.
studying medicine, so you should be able to. Um, but I think so. You should be able.
Yeah.
Can I know about IMAT syllabus? On our website, we have the past IMAT syllabus, so you can. I'll share you the link.
Also on our website, you can find an article about the jobs that you can do as a student. Okay, so please go check that out if you are interested in that. I suggest you maybe start easy with the first month and see how you go with the flow, and then if you have more time, of course, get the bag.
And then, wait, is the level A level diploma enough for the DOV? I think so.
We
You
have
just
it.
need a diploma.
Also about the DOV, we have an article on the blog, so
Yes,
go on the website and I think you
I
can find the information.
sent you the link in the chat. So if you go there, you see all the links regarding the Dove and Chimea. Do you think if it's possible to get ready for IMAT from now on, like 2 months? Yes, if you do it properly in the smartest way possible, or if you need any help following the links, following the courses, sorry, um, you will be able to. You
Yeah.
have to do it
In this
every
position,
single
maybe,
day.
yeah, I would recommend to follow a course. Of course, I don't know the level on which you are starting, but it's not the longest time, and we know the IMAT is very competitive. Also, an information that I give to you is that right now the Italian medical test for medicine in Italian is changing a lot. So many Italian people are considering to do the IMAT test instead, since the evaluation system for the Italian test is gonna be a lot more difficult. So it can be expected that the grading will go a bit upper, okay, this year. So it can be a bit more difficult to enter. So in this position, I would recommend to you to check on our website if you want to do a course or to buy the books, something like this, maybe in order to feel sure that you are preparing the best way possible. Of course, it depends on you.
Then a struggle with maths. Are there a lot of questions of maths in the IMAT?
Yeah, 13. So
Yes.
I recommend to you to try and get the best you can. As I said, we have courses starting in August. The new courses will start, so this can be an amazing opportunity. If you still have many difficulties in maths, you can hire a personal coach if you want, of only of maths. So this is an option too. But for maths and physics, I recommend to you a simple tip, which is practice makes perfect. It's not the hardest math on the planet. So if you stick to it and you do a lot of hours, and eventually you will get a good grade. Okay, I cannot guarantee you will get a perfect score, but some things you may be able to do, and also perfect all of the other subjects if you know that there is a limit for you in one specific. Okay.
I send I'm sending you the link about the IMAT syllabus. It is last year's syllabus. We have to update it, but we don't know. We don't have the decree yet, so
Mm.
this is what we have right now. It probably won't change that much, so you
Yeah.
can s-
Use it to put your
yes, you can
program
stick to
on.
that, and then um uh, wait, I lost the. How can I apply for studying in Italy? By the way, I got both nationalities, Italian and Moroccan, and it is opened now for applying because I heard that it will open 23 July and closes 25th July. July. Is that real? Wait, first thing first, the European nationality prevails over the non-European one. So you
Mm-hmm.
can apply as an Italian
Yeah.
student. For what concerns the opening, we still don't have the decree, so
We are wait,
we
but
are
it's
waiting for.
unlikely that it's
Mhm.
such a short time.
Yes.
Usually, it takes about at least some weeks, at least. But still, turn on the notifications. We will update you on Instagram and on TikTok and so on.
Then, do I have to print? Oh, I lost all.
Ooh.
Okay. Um, do I have to pre-enroll as I'm from Norway, who's a member of EEA?
On these specific
Uh,
questions, I'd recommend to you to go on the blog on which we have some articles, and so you can check that if there is this information. When in doubt, always ask the university, since every university knows its rules. And this, unfortunately, I don't know, but maybe on our website we have some information.
uh, the thing is that they consider you European if you
Mhm.
have a European citizenship. So mm, I think you
Also, I was
should.
just told that on our website, on the blog, you can also find all of the contacts for all of the universities. Okay, so the clerkship of the university, you can write to them, and they are the best people to answer to your questions. Okay.
This how does it work for those who have dual citizenship? We answered with the Moroccan one. So, could you please guide me on which topic Carrie? We already answered. Greetings from Pakistan. Um, Greetings to you. Please, would you tell which uni got least passing percentage or which uni to choose? It depends on you. Basically, you have to choose the best one for you. You can have a look on our website to all the university, um, like all the university guidelines. And then you can see all the scores there, so you can choose the best one for you. Um,
Sorry to interrupt. If you can take 1 minute to respond to our evaluation questionnaire in the meantime that we answer the questions. We value your feedback. We treasure it very well because it's the most important thing we have to improve. It will only take 2 minutes. So we would really appreciate your time. And if you want to answer, please. And thank you.
yes,
Also, stay with us because at the end of the presentation, we have a special little gift for you. So
exactly.
do not leave us, okay?
Then, is it possible to get scholarships as first year non-EU student? If so, how can I start? You can, but it depends on the different university. So once you enter the university, you will be able to apply for the scholarship. Um, it depends on the university you choose. So you can visit our website, and there you can find all the uni guides, and then you can see all the different scholarships that they provide you with. Um, I have applied to Catania. What do you think the cutoff can be this year? And do you think the uni is worth it? And it's only been 1 year for the uni to have medicine in English. Well,
We
we
cannot
don't know the
predict.
cutoff.
The
We don't
problem
have.
is, yeah,
We are not witches. We cannot
the
predict.
wizards.
Yes, we don't know. um the the rule is the higher you score, the better it is always. That's for sure.
Also, you can see that the grades. You can watch at the grades of the previous years, and for these years, we expect that the grades will go higher. Okay,
Yes,
since because of this
changes.
competition that will arise from the Italians. Okay, since there is a bit of a change in the Italian recruitment, it will probably rise. So if you can prepare yourself, prepare in the best way, because the competition is gonna be there. Okay, we do not want to scare you, but we wanna make you prepared. Okay, so the better.
Then Sanika asks, well, I don't know if I pronounced the name in the correct way. How can I apply for your IMAT course? What does it look like? You can have a look at like some messages before yours in the chat. There is the link to our store, and you can have a look at all the options.
Of IMAT.
And then at the end, we will give you a discount code, so you can use it for everything. So
Yeah.
just stay tuned.
Stay tuned, and we will give it to you.
Then when is the deadline for pre-registration and pre-enrollment for the different websites, for the different universities? We still don't know. We have to check on their specific website, and every university has its own deadline. So, are there any other people who have to answer the questionnaire? It's for our own improvement, so
Yeah. And always,
can do it.
thank you for your time. Thank you for staying with us and listening to us for this whole time.
Yes.
It has been a
And sorry
pleasure.
for the
But
delay once again.
yeah, sorry once again. And thank you for staying with us and being so active, since it's better for us if you comment and, if you listen to. So
Yes.
the best.
Other questions are: could you share some study resources for general knowledge and logic section? For general knowledge, you don't have to study much, because there you have to study the whole like world in general, because it's so wide. But we make some Instagram posts. You can go there, and every time we post something on general knowledge, you save it and you remember it. Should we provide the financial document even if we're Italian citizen? No, you don't. Or at least I didn't. So, then, do you think it is important to study for general knowledge, or it's the best to focus on other sections? It's the best to focus on other sections. But of course, because general knowledge, if you know it, you answer. If you don't know it, you go on. So you try to enlarge your knowledge, but of course, you can't know everything.
If I may say something, maybe look up at the university you want to get into and see the average position that gets into, because if it's like a lowish position, you can skip it. But if it's a high university, maybe try and revise the most asked the questions, like the presidents, like the history of the last centuries, like the wars, something like this.
Yeah.
Usually it's literature, history, geography. Try and revise. We have some books, I think, on the website. I'm checking to see. Yeah.
Then another thing, from now until the date of the test, there will be articles every single day going out on our website. So stay tuned and follow it, like the Bible, because you'll have all the information you need.
Okay.
Is there a chance that I won't get a place to sit the IMAT? Should I rush to apply when the seat come out? It depends on the country. Some run out very fast, so it depends on the different countries.
For
The sooner
example,
you do it,
I
the
know
better
that
it is.
Turkey runs out very fast, very, very
Yes.
fast, but some others slower. As always, the best you prepare is the better.
When I contacted Pavia, they said that I do not need pre-registration, but you guys said I need it. So do I need to do it or not? Well, if the university told you to, you don't need to do it.
Keep the document,
Yes.
print it, and have it ready.
Yes. I have an error or on my degrees. My name is written wrong. Will it create problems? Uh, well,
Heh,
we honestly can't answer because
yeah.
it's better to have it mm, through. I mean,
Mm. If you can correct it, it is always better, you know, since it's an official document with an error, it may be invalidated. We cannot answer for you, but if I were you, I'd get it corrected.
yes, but maybe they say nothing. You just go to the like you go if you go to the embassy or the documents and they say it's the name and surname are wrong, you just say they made a mistake and probably they won't say anything. But maybe you can ask them. Mm, so yes, I don't think it's a great deal. Um, I'm doing okay. Um, I'm knowing you from okay, not you. Maybe we answered all the questions.
Yeah, okay.
So again,
So
once
it's
again,
time for our lovely, lovely gift.
yes. But once again, if you can answer the questionnaire, it's very important
Bye.
for us.
Answer the questionnaire.
You have the link in the chat as well, so please.
Okay. So
And also follow us on social media because we post
all of the news are
all of the
there.
news. Yes, especially IMAT and TikTok are very where we post the all the information in real time. So go there for sure. And YouTube for the lives. So follow us. Here is your code.
Okay. This is 10% off all of our catalog. So if you're also considering some other courses, please feel free to use it. It's valid until the 31st of July. So
Use
is
it.
this the best way possible to enroll in a course starting in August? We have the theory starting, so which better occasion?
And then if you answer the questionnaire and you will receive an email with the code. So just answer the questionnaire again
Yeah.
so you won't forget about it.
Okay.
So
Thank you
thank
guys
you
for
for your
staying with
attention.
us. Let us know if you have any other possible question or if you enjoyed the live, if you want more, if you have any ideas to do more events like these. Of course, we are always happy to please you as we can. And if you have some doubts for the future events, we will try and answer to you and meet your needs.
Yes. Thank you.